Welcome back to Pachera Talks. My name is Arun. I'm solutions architect with Novintech, which is one of the best organization to work with. And today we are going to explore how exactly Copilot works. In previous video, we understood about Copilot. It was a awareness overview kind of video where we understood how Copilot works, where to log in, capacity, and all, with certain things like plugins, embedded, and other stuff. But in today's video, we are going to see the process flow. That's the topic for the today. Because when a user submits a prompt, Copilot process that prompt to generate the best possible response. That's the idea, right? So the diagram here that we have, this will help us understand at high level the steps that Copilot takes to process the prompt and generate a response. So it's worth taking a look under the hood to see how these components come together to process a prompt request, and help security analysis. So these are 7 steps here. You see 5, but why I'm saying 7? Because somebody has to get the prompt and this guy will receive the answers, right? So these are 2 and rest 5, what processing happening at the background. So let's start with the first. There is the human, and in this is security copilot. So in our case, this is a security specialist or analyst who is submitting a prompt. So the first thing is this guy submitting the prompt, right? Which means just like in any AI LLM or like Chat GPT, we write the questions and get some answers. So for example, this guy right here in the response, for example, a very simple thing, summarize the recent threads. Okay, very simple, right? Let's suppose this guy writes this prompt in the security copilot prompt area. Now what happens at the back end? All those steps we need to understand, because copilot doesn't look for a static answer. It thinks or do those numbering thing, right? So it thinks about what you are asking, and because it is not like ChatGPT LLM, because it is exactly like that, but the data this guy will be getting from your subscription, from your security resources, right? So that's the reason there are few steps involved that we need to see. So once the prompt enters, then very first thing happens is the orchestration or orchestrator. That's the second step, orchestrator. And what this orchestrator does, that we need to understand, because this is the brain behind the scenes. This will decide what to do, how to do, and how it is going to happen. So it's a brain. So what this guy will do, uh, orchestrator, it will think like a smart brain, okay, and make a plan. Okay, what is the plan here? The plan is, because the prompt is summarize the recent threats. So the plan will include like what tools do I need to talk to? I'm talking about Microsoft Azure specific here. So this Copilot is that Copilot that we talked about in the previous video. Web Copilot, it will get the information from various Azure security products like Sentinel, or if here we are talking about recent threats, so it could also get the data from the Defender or Entra ID. So that's the reason it's saying what tools, it will think what tools do I need to talk to, right? Uh, Best way to answer, or steps steps that needs to follow, do I need to follow? I mean to say here it will be decided the plan. He will make the plan. The orchestrator will make the plan. It says determines initial context and builds a plan using all the available skills, right? This will think, this will say what we need to do. For example, here we said recent threats. So it might need to pull incident data from the Microsoft Sentinel, or maybe check security logs, or recent incident alerts, or user access records. All those things he needs to answer this question. But how to get those things? All these things will be decided here in the brain part. Then we have the third point, which is our build a context. What is happening here? Here this guy will plan. This guy will execute the plan. Execute the plan. What plan? The plan which is made by the orchestrator. This guy was making the plan, right? Orchestrator. Here we said what all needs to be done to answer this response. Here this guy will execute the plan. And how this guy will execute the plan? With the help of plugins, right? Because to execute the plan, he needs to pull the data. Now, plugins are things which will help you to pull the data from that specific product, like Sentinel or Enter ID or Defender. So, plugin, which is a context building. Sorry, plugins, context. Here, build context already happened, where the execution happen, executes the plan. Plugins analyze all data and patterns to provide the intelligent insights, right? So it will, with the help of plugin, it will pull all the data, right? So here, analyze all data and patterns to provide intelligent insight, as it says. So Copilot uses plugins. You can think of them like a tools or apps to fetch data and analyze it, right? So each plugin connects to a Microsoft security service like Sentinel, Defender, Purview, and Enter ID. So it will help to pull the data and analyze the patterns to provide insights. The patterns to provide insights. Correct? It is already mentioned here. Now we have give the response. Orchestrator made a plan to answer the question, and build will execute the product with the help of plugins, because plugins will help you to pull the data. Correct? Now, because we need here the incident, as we were giving the example, pull all the security incident, pull the data from Sentinel and all. So that's what is happening, pulling the data with the help of plugins. Now responding. Now here the responding will happen. Okay, it combines all data and context, and model will work out a response. So what is happening? Model, what model we are talking about here? The model which can write English language, or the language that you're using, write a smart human readable response. So it will utilize its own the large language model, and with the help of all the gathered information, and writes a smart human readable response. Correct? So that's what will happen here. Now we already have the response with us through LLM in a smart way, all the data inside we have, but here there is one more step which is called response. And this response is, if you're wondering how it is different, because here we need to align with the responsible AI, right? So it will see or filter all those things which are not supposed to be as per the responsible AI, and provide you a response, right? So it will do like, is the answer is safe and accurate, is it ethical, am I not making up anything, those kind of things. So nothing is like that, then it will give you the response. Right here we have the response right here. So you see the final result right in your security pilot copilot interface, ready to read, share, or take an action. So that's how it actually works. Now I can give you one more real life example that will help you cement the knowledge. For example, if you put a response, what were the top 5 most attacked user accounts in the past month? What type of attacks occurred? So that is the prompt. Now, Orchestrator, what will do after learning the prompt, it will make a plan. It will make a plan. We need identity or incident data from Defender and Entra, like that. And then build context, execute the plan. It will execute the plan like pull last 30 incidents, sign in data, alert details, and attack those kind of stuff with the help of plugins. And once the data is there, insight is there, it will respond with the help of LLM in a human readable smart output. And then through response, it will filter all those things, ethical things, and give you the response. If you like, I can give one more example, maybe like list all incident from last 30 days in Sentinel and give me a table with title, severity, and status. Now here we have specified Sentinel, which means Orchestrator will simply identify, okay, we need to pull the data from Sentinel and give the 30 days incident. Now context, build context will start executing through the Sentinel plugin. It will not go and touch other plugin, only the Sentinel plugin, and then LLM will compose the neat response. Then responsible AI will ensure that it makes the standards ethical, and you will receive a formatted table ready for use. Well, this is how your security copilot works. I hope it was helpful, informative, and you guys have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.